history. You go and teach it good. News time, here's Roisin Hasty.
Critics say the Chancellor hasn't done enough to help people with the rising cost of living.
Newsbeat.
The UK's money man, Rishi Sunak, defended his spring statement after critics said he'd not done enough to help families struggling with rising bills. Government analysts predicted a huge fall in living standards, but the Chancellor insists most people will be better off. One of his big cuts is a 5p drop in fuel per litre, but Martin, who runs a courier business, says that isn't much help at all.
I think it's embarrassing that that's the best the British government can do. I mean, next week the fuel pumps will probably go up by 5p, so that's swallowed up straight away.
Rishi Sunak says the war in Ukraine's impacted the UK's post-pandemic recovery and money's needed to help the NHS.
Newsbeat.
Well, today marks a month since Russia went to war with Ukraine. Vladimir Putin invaded because he didn't want Ukraine to join NATO, the group of countries, including the UK and America, that protect each other if threatened. Ukraine's president's pleaded with people around the world to make a stand.
Come to your squares, your streets, make yourselves visible and heard. Say that people matter, freedom matters, peace matters, Ukraine matters.
There's been anger at an online community meeting about two officers who strip-searched a black teenager at school. London's Metropolitan Police says the officers have now been moved to desk duties away from the public. But people wanted to know why they hadn't been sacked. Chief Superintendent Marcus Barnett is in charge of the area where it happened.
I share your anger, I share your frustration, I share your disappointment. I don't have your lived experience. I'm not going to sit there and say that I do. But I am working with my team, I am working with the local authority, I want to work with the community. We have got to rebuild trust.
And Fortnite's owner Epic Games says it's raised more than £37 million to help people in Ukraine. It's donating all of its in-game profits until the 3rd of April. On to sports, and Wales captain Gareth Bale's brushed off concerns about his fitness ahead of tonight's World Cup playoff semi-final against Austria. He says he's ready to play as many minutes as needed. Here's his boss, Rob Page.
Barring the niggle he had, which kept him out of Real Madrid's game against Barcelona and the first day of our camp, barring that, he's been training, every single day with the team, so he's fit.
England captain Harry Kane says he'll speak to other national team captains about how they can protest against Qatar, the country's hosting the next World Cup. He says he wants to shine a light on the issues like their human rights record and laws against LGBTQ people.
It's really important that discussions are being had and hopefully progress is being made.
In last night's footy, Arsenal drew 1-1 after a late equaliser in the first leg of their quarter-final Champions League tie against Wolfsburg at the Emirates. In the Women's Super League, Man City were 4-0 winners at home to Everton. And at the Women's Cricket World Cup, England's hopes of qualification for the semi-finals have been boosted after they hammered Pakistan. Catherine Brunt and Sophie Eccleston took 3 wickets each as Pakistan were bowled out for just 105. You weather dry and sunny in England and Wales today, feeling warm too, cloudy with rain in Scotland and Northern Ireland. This is Newsbeat, it's 3 minutes past 8.
This is
BBC.
coming up at 3:30.
Going home with Vic and Jordan.
Can anyone get 12 correct answers?
And complete the year at 10:30.
Ricky, Melvin and Charlie.
It's Random Thursdays. But right now, it's Radio 1 Breakfast with Greg James.
We're about to do some double disasters, where you've done the same stupid thing twice. Roisin Hasty, would you like to bring one to the class?
Yeah, so this reminded me of a time a few years ago where I was driving somewhere that I didn't really know where I was going, and I ended up in a massive queue on a motorway. Queued for ages, finally got off the motorway on a slip road, and the sat-nav was just following that, and it directed me back onto the motorway at the back of the queue, and I started queuing all over again.
Double disaster.
So
and also,
annoying.
in those moments, you just go, I've got no one else to blame but my stupid self.
I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid.
It's a great start, and we've got more Where That Came From next.
Coming up.
AJ Tracy on the way as well.
Yo, it's the Hyperman set. AJ Tracy live and direct.
Like my favorite song.
Lost Frequencies and Callum Scott, Where Are You Now? And now, creeping up towards 8:05, and here's Rex Orange County.
Every